I want to begin by thanking the Simon Family Foundation, America's Promise Alliance, and all those who afforded me the great privilege of speaking this evening. I was born to a teenage mother and became the son of divorced parents. I became the oldest of 6 as my parents later remarried. Growing up was a great difficulty as we struggled economically, and my mother often struggled to put food on the table or a roof over our heads. Due to our financial situation, I moved from street to street, and at one point ended up living in an attic where the summers were unbearably hot and the winters were extremely cold. I remember watching my mother count pennies in order to buy a meal for my brother and I, and at times she would not eat because we didn't have enough. As if the circumstances at home were not bad enough, all around me at school, there was the influence of drugs and gangs, which was the norm for most students as they approached the 4th or 5th grade. I knew that the only way out of these circumstances was to get an education, to graduate high school with a diploma, and attain a bachelor's, master's, and doctorate. I began high school not knowing what any of these degrees were or how to go about attaining them. But I knew one thing, that I was going to college no matter what, that no one would bring me down, and that I would do whatever it took to graduate from a prestigious university. I'll never forget the words of my teacher in elementary school. She stood in front of the classroom and told me that I was just another Hispanic kid who would end up another statistic in a book that would never amount to anything in life, end up dropping out of high school, working the local burger shop flipping burgers on welfare and food stamps, and trying to make ends meet. I learned a valuable lesson about life that day, that when someone puts you down in life, you take those negative words and use them as motivation to prove them wrong. All men are created equal by God, and we're all special in our own way and capable of remarkable feats. As these events went on, I remember asking myself, who is doing anything about these issues? Who cares about the youth in our community? I eventually came to understand that it was politicians and other members of the government that could improve these conditions. Thus began my love for public service and politics. I saw the homeless without shelter. I witnessed my own mother struggle and count pennies to put food on our plate or keep a roof over our heads. Until the burning question remained, who's in charge? This further fueled my passion to get into public service and help people, to be their voice and speak up for them, to show them that someone truly cared, and to get involved in politics and do something for the people. In life, all we need is someone to show us love, compassion, and that someone out there cares for us. I received this from many of my teachers as I grew up, and from some of the greatest people out there, the Simon Family Foundation. They showed me that there is truly people out there who believe in you, who will support you until the very end, and will fight with you so that you can shine your brightest. They helped me fuel that candle of dreams inside of me, and today it burns brighter than ever. This is what every child needs, the support network that shows them that someone out there truly cares, and that they will fight alongside them until the very last second. As I complete my education, my goal is to come back and sponsor other Simon Scholars at the foundation and give back to my community by showing other youth that there is someone who cares for them and that they too can shine and no one can stop them. Despite the fact that people attempted to bring me down, here I stand before all of you here today because of education and all those who believed in me. If I've learned anything in life, I won't let anyone stop me because of who I am or where my parents come from, because in the end, we're but one race, the human race. My ultimate goal is to become the first Hispanic president of the United States and to prove that even as minorities, we can do something. In a few months, I will graduate high school. I will be attending college 2 blocks from where we are today, at Georgetown University. Where I won't be flipping burgers and living off welfare, but rather educating myself to be a greater leader and make the world a better place. As we succeed though, we must always remember who we truly are inside, where we come from, and to always lend a hand back to help someone succeed. Thank you, everyone.